Now, in chronology, we have something called study, and study is basically fiction books that are broken down and then used as like a is used like a hands-on practice of how to apply chronology in everyday life. Now this first part is called The End of the Beginning. Now let's read it. There are many stories in this world that are sad. They have bad beginnings, people travel and don't return home, and sadness is rife in everything. And while this book may teach you many things about sadness and hardship like a dark cave, my hope is that this story will guide you like a flame in a night-filled room. So let's review that passage through study. Why do Barlavians use the term a flame in a dark room? So a flame is basically something that gives you not only light, but also a great warmth. And in a dark room, a dark room is somewhere where you can't get a lot of light. It's scary. It's often cold, and there's no way for you to see or know where you are necessarily. So a flame in a dark room is like seeing not only do you have warmth, but you also have light to guide and direct you around that room until you can find a way out of it or understand where you are. And that warmth and that light is like the love of God in a way, because it's like saying that even though you're afraid, you overcome that fear using something like a fire, something that's stronger than you, so that you can overcome that hardship or difficulty. And that's why it's important. Like a Brazilian child that misses his mother, this story can make you cry. In fact, it can sometimes make you downright depressed and strained with the desire to overcome fire. What does this mean? To be downright depressed to a Barlemian can be a sign that there is something that you need to pause and consider within your life, so that you can progress in a different direction and understand where it is in your life that you want to go. Because to a Barlemian, though this may not be to all people, a depressed state may be a sign that you simply have something that you need to think about so that you can understand who you are better in the future. And then it says, and strain with the desire to overcome fire. The fire, like as we talked about previously, can be like a a hardship that you're trying to overcome, but it also can be something that's very warm and gives you light in a dark place. So sometimes we need something sort of like chaos to understand why we are doing what we're doing. For instance, like you're in the kitchen cooking and you're trying to be very neat about how you cook in that kitchen, making sure everything is all in a row and very neat and nice. But anything can pop up in that kitchen while you're cooking, and the moment that it pops up, that becomes like fire. It's very confusing. Your mind is a little frazzled, and your mind is a little frazzled, and you have to go into sort of like a state of chaos, and that state of chaos may not seem like it is very important in the long run, but that chaos can be considered a fire or hardship, and that hardship can lead you to do things in the future that are better for you than what you did in the past. So it says, and while the ability to endure may not seem that important, our characters will learn just how much God loves them through their hardships. So fire just allows you to understand why we have hardships and why it's important to endure through them so that you can overcome difficulties in life. So again, it says, why is hardship necessary, and why do we use the term fire when describing hardship? So basically, it's just as we were talking about before, hardship is necessary for progression, and also to give you a idea of who you are, where you're going, and what's going on around you. It causes you to pause, stop, and look around to see, okay, wait a second, why am I where I am now? And that's also called a cipher in chronology. And of course, study never ends.